What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Pugilism, aka MKO Boxing, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's get into this one. So, the IBF have given Jai Opetaia an ultimatum going into his fight this coming weekend versus Brandon Glanton. And they've said to him essentially, you can either defend our IBF world title or you can drop it and fight for the Zuffa belt, but you cannot do both. So the IBF are basically drawing the line and saying, look, we are not going to play second fiddle to Zuffa boxing, to their belt. If you're going to be our champion, you're going to defend our belt. If you don't want to be our champion anymore, then you can go ahead and fight for the Zuffa belt, but you're not going to have both of them. So they've given him that ultimatum. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's a decision for Jai Opetaia to make. I mean, there's a few factors to consider. I mean, first and foremost, the IBF is the obviously the more prestigious title. It's the title that actually has a legacy behind it. It's a title that actually has, I suppose, fighters lined up for it, and you can unify with the IBF belt. It's a prestigious belt. Whereas Zuffa's belt obviously is brand new. There's not really the fighters around to sort of compete for it. And if he wins it, he's only winning it beating a guy like Brandon Glanton. Meanwhile, there's other solid cruiserweights out there, other cruiserweight world champions out there that, you know, he could be fighting. Obviously, it's not an easy time for Jai Opetaia because he's struggled greatly to make unification fights. He's not been able to make any of them, even to get Chris Billam-Smith fight. He was asking for £1 million or $1 million to fight Jai Opetaia, and he can't get Zerdo in the ring. So he is in this situation where I'd say the IBF obviously has the prestige to it and it has the legacy, and it's the one that makes sense to keep. But on the other hand, I could understand him just going in a completely different direction and taking the Zuffa belt, because he could just think to himself, well, at the end of the day, I want unifications, I want undisputed, but I'm being offered a lot of money here to fight for this other belt. Maybe I could see him maybe doing that option, because he might just be in a phase in his career where he's just kind of fed up and he's just thinking to himself, well, if I can't get these other champions in the ring, I might as well just drop the IBF title, because then they're not going to fight me. They're just simply not going to fight me. So if his mindset's in like that, where he's thinking, well, they're not going to fight me anyway, then I could see him maybe possibly taking the Zuffa route. But I think if he really wants unification, then I think he should just stick with the IBF belt. In my opinion, that's what he should do, because that's where the legacy is. And if you hold on to the IBF belt, that's where the unification fights are. And you never know what Zuffa can do. They may be able to throw enough money at the other champions to get these unification fights on. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it makes sense for the IBF. I suppose not wanting to play second fiddle, because Zuffa, yeah, they could become, a good belt in the future. They seem to be doing things quite well, building up things slowly. But as of right now, they don't have the prestige of the other titles. So I can I see, why they're putting their belt on the line or allowing Jai to fight for their belt. But for me, I think you're better off just sort of sticking with the IBF and then trying to make unification fights. But yeah, interesting proposition by the IBF, and it shows that they're kind of trying to show strong, show strength and show that they're not going to play second fiddle there. But let me know what you think about this. the IBF giving Opetaia the ultimatum. You either defend our belt or you go for the Zuffa, but they're not allowing for both. So let me know what you think about this ultimatum. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing. Over and out.